experimenting with the Fugitive Codebreaker in today's video. Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. Hello, good game here, your host within this Magic the Gathering Arena deck guide video. Thank you all for taking the time to support the channel. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Looking at Rakdos Aggro today with the Fugitive Codebreaker. Now this is a new card within Karlov's Manor that has not only haste but prowess, something that we love, but also the ability to help you replenish your hand through the new disguise mechanic. We'll be breaking down our deck list in depth, discussing both the strategies as well as synergies of the deck in hopes of giving you, the viewer, a deeper understanding of how to pilot the deck effectively and efficiently, allowing you to lock up those W's. Furthermore, we will demonstrate all of this within our ranked gameplay footage against the best decks as well as players. Finally, wrapping up with our concluding thoughts, deck review, and channel news. If you want to help out, it's easy peasy lemon squeezy. Just leave a like, a little thumbs up, goes a long ways. Of course, if you have any concerns or opinions throughout the video, comment section is always open. I get a kick out of some of you. Of course, if you want to go above and beyond, the community Discord is also open. Link to join in the description below. Subscribe to the channel, of course, for future content. And most importantly, have a magical day, kick back, relax, and let's take a look at the deck.
It's a new lap record!
Here we are with new deck 242. An absolute bang. That's how you can tell, baby. Let's roll. It's a Rakdos Aggro deck. So this is a red and black deck that is looking to wipe out your opponent's health total very quickly. We have a 1.5 average mana value, supported by only 18 land, 31 non-creatures with our 11 creatures, which is, not really correct because we will be utilizing the enchantment sagas within the Reckoner raid and Faces Kakkazan, which will, on their third trigger, transform into creatures themselves, right? Which is not bad. As well as the Hungry for More spell, which creates a 3/1 vampire creature. So, a couple of our non-creature cards do end up creating creatures. So, those totals are a little bit off. Utilizing the Swiftspear as well as the Fugitive Codebreaker within that prowess feature of the deck, and the Goddric Cloaked Reveler to finish things off within our creature base, right? So, we have a fair amount of creatures in deck, some removal as well, which is quite nice through Cut Down and Bitter Triumph, alongside some potential removal, but also just potential burn damage, which is nice, right? So Play with Fire can obviously remove a creature or a planeswalker, but as well as your opponent's health total for 2 damage. And if it was them and not a another target, you're going to get that Scry 1, which is quite helpful as well. Lightning Strike dealing 3 damage to any target, which is pretty cool. Bitter Triumph destroying creature or planeswalker. So, everything that Strike, Fire, and Cut Down couldn't hit. Okay? And Cut Down is going to take a creature with total power and toughness 5 or less, which is pretty groovy. And then more burn damage, right? I guess removal as well through End the Festivities. 1 mana, dealing 1 damage to each creature and planeswalker that our opponent controls, as well as 1 damage to them, which is pretty cool, right? So, allowing us a little bit of a field wipe here. And then the Hopeless Nightmare, quasi-removal, you could say, I suppose, for 1 mana. As it enters, they're going to discard a card from their hand and lose 2 life. So that's pretty decent as well. You can sacrifice it for 3 to scry 2, which is pretty groovy. And, I like it because it's doing everything we want, right? It's removing a card from their hand, giving you, quasi-removal, like we call it. The Scry 2 is helpful long-term, but the 2 life, on top of it being a permanent, which can trigger Goddric, right? That celebration. 2 or more non-land permanents enter the battlefield. It gains flying and becomes a 4/4, which is pretty groovy. And of course, then once it's a dragon, you can push it up by +1/+0 for a red source, which is pretty cool as well for your damage output, right? So it, dealing damage like a shock or a Play with Fire would, and triggering Goddric's celebration is cool. Thank you for the follow. It's pretty decent, right? So, a lot of good value here. And then, that's the deck. Easy peasy. New deck 242. We've got some swamps, we've got some mountains, we've got some utility lands within the Mire, the Defiance. The Cliffs and the Springs will be our dual lands for the deck. Keeping things really quick, right? We don't ever want to play slow. It is an aggro deck, so we want to be curving out to 3, potentially 4, and, you know, just getting down and dirty. Obviously, our ideal turn 1 is a Monastery Swiftspear, and our ideal turn 2s will be the Raid and Faces. The Raid, of course, acting as damage as well. For the first 2 triggers, dealing 1 damage to our opponent, and we're going to gain 1 life. Well, they lose life. It's a little bit different, right? And then Kumano, dealing 1 damage to them and each planeswalker they control, which is cool. And then our next creature enters with a +1/+1 counter on it, which is pretty cool. And then finally transforming into that 2/2, which we talked about earlier. It has haste. The Raid's captain will have menace, okay? And then, you know, turn 3, Codebreaker is great with, you know, something on top of it as well, or just a Goddric is really cool as well. It's going to get a little bit different as you curve out, but, you know, your ideal curve will be the Spear Breaker, Goddric, and then kind of filling the cracks as you can with the Sagas as a priority because they become creatures, and you can cast, like, get the attacks in compounding early on, because the damage spell is the damage spell no matter when you cast it, right? It's not getting to attack multiple times like the creature will be once it transforms, okay? That's important to understand. And then, you know, the same thing goes for the Hungry for More. Cast this early on before your opponent has viable blockers, right? The flashback is nice. You can recast it from your grave, which is pretty cool. And, you know, that's the deck, right? Try to prioritize your removal effectively. Open up your attack lanes as needed, but don't tunnel vision on removing everything. You only need to drain their health points to 0. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's deck tech. We're going to play some matches against the best and the brightest. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Become a YouTube member and join the community Discord. Let's roll out. All right, let's roll out. I mean, I love seeing 3 land, 2 of which are red or mountain-esque in nature. It's just, it's good to see. This hand is gas. Let's double Kumano this turn. And then our next Kumano gets the +1 counters, right? Down to 14. Drawing, then discarding. We might die. You know, this combo deck is very, very good. As long as they don't also ramp and do it a turn early, you know? I mean, even turn 4 is all, like, it's very hard to handle. Okay, I like it. That's a good card here for us. This is a nice hit. Rekner out, more prowess. And I think we take the scry. Because the nightmare's the nightmare regardless. And cut down can go, it's not necessary. Hit for 8 to 3. And this will deal 1 damage, this will deal 2 if we don't lose the game here. We also will have 4 attacks on the turn. Uh-oh. Please don't do this to me. Oh, you bet I will. And that is the game. We're going to still make them do it, though, aren't we? Absolutely. There's a very low chance of it happening, but they could potentially whiffskis on Atraxa. That's gonna really lessen the chance. If they take the Conspiracy instead, which they already had, didn't they? No. They need that first. Now they play Atraxa. Sorry, I had my orders mixed up. We still make them do it. They have to have it in hand. It appears they do. Right? So just keep self-milling. Just keep free casting. And, yeah, I mean, we'll see if they get it. All they need is a Scob, and they win. But, of course, they do need to get it. And maybe they don't. Furthermore, if you're going to play a combo deck that's this degenerate, you best be prepared to sit through it. Did they get the Scob? Doesn't look like it. They may still have in hand. They may also still have ways to continue playing in hand. Was there another breach in that? Nope. The vault. The door. Yep. Our turn 3, their turn 4. I mean, if they don't get it, we do. So, we just sit here and wait. I mean, it takes a while, whatever. Something. They should probably fix the combo. But, I mean, they have Atraxa. They can Fading Hope their own Atraxa for more Atraxa. And if they don't get the Scob, I'm just confused. I'm just very, very confused. I mean, if they keep comboing with the right cards, they don't even need it, right? Because they got the blue card into hand here that reenacts the crime, and that can continue it as well, right? Getting the portal back. Typically, the Scob would do this with its exploit, but this is fine too. Whoa! We've been here for at least 5 minutes. Of like, I've not touched the keyboard at all. Like, this is at this point a single player game. Like a little TV show for you to watch while you wait. I mean, maybe they just kill us with haste. I mean, Lord knows we've seen it before. All right, what do they get here? It's still not there. I mean, Kaido can find it. The Reveler's good. A lot of land. Modern Age isn't bad. It's like, you're being roped, but they're like furiously clicking around, like trying to solve the puzzle before they just rope themselves out. So I think, just keep playing the cards. They're for free. You've got Kaido, that's a loot. You've got the Age, that's a loot. Oh, you're just going to take the L and not free cast the rest of your deck? Are you kidding me, dude? Oh, no. Oh, no. You poor child. I think, should we be holding a vigil for them? And that's why you make them do it, right? Just hang out, take a break, file your taxes, come back. Good game, homie. And then you drop it to hammer. Oh, it's pretty sick land, dude. Let's keep Swifty on 1. Do we toss a land? No. You can't. You can't toss a land. You gotta toss one of these. I can't toss a land. Say it one more time, I dare you. Okay, let's go. Hit for 1. Game's practically over. That's a turn 1 Swiftspear, baby. Well, there's no blocks. Hit for 5. Oh, okay. No blocks. Could be removal. Nope, we're good. Good for another 5, down to 9. Sometimes it's just that simple. We have 5 in hand. A hammer skull. The blockers aren't going away. They're only going to stack up. Take the scry. Find your 3rd land. Still get 2 damage in. Well, 4 on the turn. Get out of town, Randy. Down to 5. White rigging. Okay, this could get ugly. It goes to 7. Oh! This could get ugly. Oh, of course you do. This is like my worst nightmare here. So it's lethal, but not soon enough. I think we just got outclocked, homie. That avatar. Down to 2, lethal in hand, but bruh. Bruh. Very nice. I mean, sometimes you go get, sometimes you get got. Dino's still strong. Turns out all you need is fight rigging, hammer skull, into an avatar and play your entire deck. Oh, a Galta? Does this thing have haste too? It does. And another Atali? What is going on? Oh, good game, homie. We absolutely love it. Thank you for the match. It was a pleasure. Woof. Casual. Our opponent thinks that they're allowed to go first. This is pretty cute. Interesting strategy, Cotton. I think I'm going to play the Raid, play the Vampire, and hold on to Kumano as long as I can. Counterspell, so we should double play here, actually. Just force a discard, which they like. As a mono blue deck, they're like, yeah, okay, I'll definitely discard. That is aggressive. I can get my creature in play. So now we have 2 creatures in play through the enchantment sagas. Once they get 3 lore counters, they flip into their creature backside. And that's pretty good. They're still stuck on 2. Let's pull the counterspell. I mean, it's definitely there. 100% there's another make disappear or something. All right, hit for 3. Fading Hope. That's fine, yep. Yeah, bounce the Road Captain, dude. It doesn't sacrifice. I'm going to get to keep this forever. You're a legend. You're an absolute legend, dude. Oh my god. Take the scry, right? Yeah. Well, they're tapped and it's less likely to be a counterspell. Triumph kills the Djinn. It should probably stay, right? And because they phased out my Vampire, it doesn't self-sacrifice. So it's here. It's here to stay because that emblem is gone. Yeah. Oh yeah. YES. Yes, 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 yes. Oh my god. Nice, homie. I like that. Pretty suspect land, but we're going first, so let's keep it and, well, toss those down yonder. Pass over. Maya is so cute. Codebreaker for 2. Ooh, this could be kind of bad for us, maybe. I love when I don't draw lands. It's got prowess, though, so let's just push up. I don't want to lose a creature if they're going to just cast a field wipe, right? Try to keep one in hand, maybe. I mean, obviously, stacking prowess is best, but good luck. It's control deck. You know, if it's some other build, yeah, that's going to be our play line here, but it's a temporary lockdown. Or lockout? Lockdown? Well, I'm sure we'll get to figure it out here together in a second. Discarding a Vault. Discarding a Jace. It's kind of suspect. Candy Trail-Adelphia. Scrying? Need to have 2 treasures created. Huh. Looking for the land. They find it. Oh, they find it. So I guess I'm taking advantage of this. Going against what I was just saying. But sometimes I find that if I don't know what I'm doing, my opponent has a very hard time of interpreting of what, you know, is going on. It just makes no sense. It's like... Okay, so we do grab single target removal. Would have hit us anyway, so the second creature there's not bad. Looking for a black source. Maybe we look for it with the map. They are drawing, discarding treasure. It's pretty good. Definitely not bad. That's pretty suspect.
Many consider my tactics cruel, but I made this one especially for you.
That's a big boy. If we don't have... the correct cards, it's going to be a little bit hard to get away with. Just going to try to find a land. Thank you. I think forcing a discard's really nice here. It's 2 damage. Discarding. Does that mean you have another? Like a second field wipe? What's going on here?
Too little, too late.
So if they want to keep Tezzeret alive, we get 4. Which I doubt. I bet they trade with the Codebreaker. You know nothing! Interesting. I wonder if they just did that in spite of my attack. A Teferi too. Okay, so I'm glad we got the damage in. Right? I'm just gonna wang it. Hey, tap out, dude. Tap that creature, homie. Drawing, discarding, creating a treasure. Discarding a secondary field wipe. Interesting. Drawing 2, discarding 2 unless it is an artifact. And 3rd field wipe. Bro, I'm sending you straight to London. No attack. I mean, that's smart. I wish we had another land. This would be a 4 and get blocked easily. Wait for them to overextend before you attack. I mean, in all reality, we're sitting on 5. Could be more. Should we look for the land? That's hard, right? Cast this while they're tapped out. We know, like, there's definitely magic here. And, well, you know, I guess we just hope that there's a... Well, this is pre-combat. If they're going to tap that treasure, we only have 1 attacker. So that's not great. Okay. They sacrifice it, in fact. Okay. They have plenty of draws here. It has vigilance. Any life gain, and we're going to be in a bit of trouble. That counters was like pretty clutch too, right? 3 damage when they're down to... That's a big deal. If we top deck a land, we would have 4 attacks, which could potentially be enough. Tezzeret can emergency make a blocker. Teferi can just make one easily. They're looking in grave. Interesting. Oh, they are doing the thing. And, double Teferi ability. Double Tezzeret ability. I love the Jewel with the Planeswalker double activations. It's a lot of fun, right? So that's going to trigger them all. A bunch. Right? The discard still takes place. Right? But, you know, it's easy just to discard another Jewel. Nope. You know, it should be easy to take that damage. They do have defenders now, which is not great. Right, the double tokens are kind of... Oh. There's a will, there's a way. So close, opponent, you know. Thanks for trying. You did a great job today, but... Gotcha. That's so lucky. Nice top deck, bro. Oh, do they have the answer? They do. Oh my god, they do. They do. They can... Because they had the candy trail. That's an emergency sacrifice for 3 life. Wow. So can they remove our blockers and take lethal? Or just draw a gazillion more cards, which I think is in the wheelhouse. Oh my god. I didn't expect that that life gain there. Wow.
My next breakthrough is close.
We never actually looked what they took with it. We got overwhelmed with the Planeswalker abilities, and I assumed that their agenda was just to do that. The candy trail there was nice, though. And they remove 1 blocker, which is lethal now. Good game. Oh, just stealing it back. Just stealing it back. Woo. 1 land. Give me 2. Keeping you. Tossing you. Well, the scry is good. I'll toss you. Boros deck. Ah, soldiers. This is bad. We should have kept it. Okay. Let's see what's for dinner, I guess. We want this flipping on 3 for Goddric, so let's get it in play now. It's going to open up a Swiftspear alongside Play with Fire. Swiftspear gets a +1 counter from Kumano. In lieu of the prowess, it's permanent this way, not just for the turn. While still getting its trigger on the turn. I should almost secondary Kumano. That is a super Chad play. Oh, and now my opponent's cursing us, right? They're like, oh, wow. Swiftspear double Kumano, real original. It's like, I can't help it. The shuffler is just addicted to this. Yeah, they probably Resolute here still or something. Zephyr Sentinel, that's going to be okay as well. Not bouncing any of their own creatures back. No need. So no +1 counter distributed, but it's pretty good, right? Now they get to make a token with an attack, which is open. They do not, though. Wow. They're saying, I'm a defender now, Barry. Interesting strategy with an aggro deck, I'll admit. I would love to remove this, but I have an interesting strategy of my own. We'll take what we can get. I shouldn't be overzealous, because there could be good blockers for them there. A 4th land. This would trigger our Goddric. But I can't help but think removing both of these blockers wouldn't be our best bet. Specifically the draw engine. Let me try to bait it out. I'm not gonna pay life though. Activation on this would have been for 3, which we are away from. Okay. So let them bounce that, but still take this, right? Take the new block. Still triggering our prowess. It's an additional block we did not expect, so our damage would have been better sent to their choppers. I'm really regretting this, specifically if they do it again. Wow. Okay. So you still have to get him. Push with everything. You're going to lose a lot here. It is what it is, though. I wish we would have waited. It's a hard one, but they're going to take a draw. Clear our field. Keep their engine down to 6. It's good for them. It's really good because they get that draw engine back to hand. So even if they didn't have 3 gas cards in hand, they have a draw engine in play. Nice Planeswalker. And 1 in hand, which is pretty terrible. We need to kill the officer. Or else this just goes on forever and we don't ever get an attack through. Or we just top deck another burn spell. Hit it here while they're tapped. I mean, the chances of us getting 3 damage through burn is probably higher than opening up these attack lanes at this point. Those play with fires should have went to the top. My bad. Yeah, I mean, these things are hard to judge, right? So let's try to avoid lethal. We might be dead, you know. The vigilance blocker's really, really good. I mean, they've got more in hand as well. It's just going to come down to a top deck. Which we probably won't have, right? 3 damage is substantial. Yep. Yep. Still 3 cards in hand as well, right? So could even be counter magic. Oh, it's interesting. No, good game. 5 lands on 18. Interesting. All right, on the draw, 2 land. Looks pretty good. Let's see where we get to. Here for 1. Mix it up, right? Yeah, because what if we want to use that black next turn? Here for 5 to 14 on the turn. That's not good. Ninja. It can block, but can't be blocked. No land. Just dunk on it, right? It's not great, but the prowess is cool too. Down to 9. We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in hand. Creatures in queue. 1 in play. And we probably lose the game here. Nice turn 4 combo. Let's see if we can survive. And the answer on that is no. Looking like good game to me. We still make them do it. Have them incur the pain of making the decision to play this deck. It's a lot of clicking. It is a lot of clicking, let me tell you. Pretty boring when you do it 100 times. It's like, well, I'm going to have to get a replacement mouse. This is ridiculous. Yep. I guess they need the Scob, right? Atraxa can draw that. Of course, the life gain's really good for them as well. Oh, goodbye, camera. Hello, camera. Of course you do. A few more clicks for you, sir. Click, click, click. Click, click, click. More clicks, you say? Click away.
This is my home, and
Some
I
more
don't
clicks
wish
for
to
you.
touch my things.
I mean, they almost have enough haste through our Codebreakers and Goddric to finish the match. Right? That's actually impressive. Yeah. And we just kick back and relax. I mean, they've got a lot of clicking to do, so just, you know, we'll be here. Let's get comfy for it, right? Enjoy the show. No clicks for you. Getting closer. Big money, no whammies. Just keep casting, bro. You can do it. Just keep casting. Just keep casting. Casting, casting, casting. Just keep casting. Casting, casting, casting. Gaze Adelphia. Pushing up the Codebreakers. Just keep casting. Just keep. Oh, wow, really? Well, it's a tough decision. One that I'm not sure they needed to do. Like, why in this match would you need to plus your Liliana there? Honestly, like, what is the point? Why do you need to press the loyalty plus? You may as well press the minus. That's how relevant it was. Good game anyways. They get it! They just needed to cast, but, you know. Cool flex. Oakley dokily then. New deck 242. Not terrible, but probably not the greatest. A little bit tricky on the mana base. Are we brave enough to include a Thran's Portal? It could be decent. It's going to make things maybe a little bit more consistent within such an aggressive curve as it does in the Rakdos Aggro. Playing multiple colors sometimes is tricky, right? We've seen that. So I think that could be an improvement for the build. We could maybe incorporate some of the turn 3+ lands. Sucks to have them in your opening hand. And not any other lands, right? So I think Thran's Portal might be better, but, you know, there's the Mire. There's other things that we can look at as well, right? Mirix. But again, you know, there's that risk where it becomes a colorless land and, you know, you can't cast Hungry for More or a Goddric with it or something, right? So, you know, there's always a risk reward here, and I think the Portal would be best with that risk now being, you know, taken from variance, right? We've got increased consistency, but the risk of, you know, losing out to another damage-based deck is a little bit increased. However, you know, let's just go big or go home, and, you know, I think we can go pretty big here, specifically with Hungry for More and that life gain. On that note, maybe there's more life gain that we could potentially put in deck. Virtue of Persistence, Lockthwain Scorn could potentially replace some of our removal and allow us additional life gain. Food for thought. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you all so much for your time and attention. If you haven't already done so yet, just leave a like, a little thumbs up down below. Certainly does help me as an individual and the brand as a whole. And if you enjoyed the content, I hope you do support. Of course, you know, I can only beg so many times. I'll tell you what. You like the video? I'll cut the mullet. No, don't cut the mullet. Not the mullet. Don't call it that. Stop calling it that, HGG. Bro, I feel like all I do is get my hair cut. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Anyways, thank you for watching. Have a magical day. I'll see you soon in the next, yeah?